Oh yeah, ooh, that's hot. Oh yeah, you already see I'm playing around with some shaders and shit. Yeah, no, but that looking good, that's looking good. Alright, anyway y'all, welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to be building another tree species. I already started work on this species in the last video where I showed you guys how to build a linden tree, or how to build a tree in general, but the tree we built was a linden tree, so we're going to be continuing that in this video. We're going to be finishing up the linden species. Linden, as it's referred to in most parts in Europe, or lime tree in the UK, or basswood tree as it's referred to in the United States, is one of the species that I've actually been looking forward to for quite some time now. And the reason is because it plays quite a large role in like German culture and Central European culture. These trees tend to get really old. Frequently you'll come across like specimens that reach upwards of 800 years, so you'll have like really gnarly trunks and whatnot when you're building them. Now the ones that we're going to be building today aren't actually going to be these super old ones. Those I'll leave for like a future video. I do definitely still intend to do those one day, but today we're just going to be doing the common ones, the younger ones reaching between, I don't know, maybe up to the age of like 200 or something like that. We just need some to basically scatter across fields and stuff. You see them commonly growing along field edges. You'll see them at the edges of like forests and rivers, but they're often also planted at like the sides of roads, which causes this like really neat effect of like having a tunnel of leaves. They're often also planted on like churchyards and in monasteries because they're considered to be a holy tree in some cultures. But yeah, no, it's a really neat tree, so I look forward to building them. Alright, so for the bark, I actually chose ash bark just because there isn't a linden bark, obviously, but I do think that the ash bark meets the actual tree the closest. And for the leaves, we're using aspen leaves, but these are a retextured version of them. You can find this leaf in the Artcraft resource pack. You can just pull it out of there and put it into your own resource pack if you want to. That's what I did. But yes, the texture comes from Artcraft. Very nice texture, and it works very well for the tree that we intend to build. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy the time lapse. Alright, so while you're watching that, I can already just like talk a little bit about the tree itself. When it comes to the branches, you'll notice in real life, like the tips of the branches usually are hanging downwards, so they're quite droopy, especially on like the younger trees that are like under 100 years old. Once they get older and branches start breaking off and they start growing back and whatnot, right, you don't really notice the hanging branches that much, but especially on like the younger trees, it's a quite prominent feature. So yeah, I tried to like build those to best of my abilities. Another thing to note is that linden often are infected with mistletoe. So mistletoe is like a parasitic plant that'll grow on a lot of trees. Some trees are more immune to it than others, but linden are especially susceptible to it. So on some of the trees, you can't really see it in the time lapse, but on some of the trees that I build, I definitely remember to sprinkle in some mistletoe here and there. It's just a small detail, you know, and probably if you like have the tree pasted in the world, you probably wouldn't even notice it. But I don't know, it's kind of cool to have those tiny little details that only you know of. Maybe somebody will notice it, maybe somebody won't, but it definitely doesn't hurt to have it, you know? Yeah, but besides that, man, I just wanted to thank y'all again for all the support that I'm getting on these videos. Like, it's actually insane, you know? Like, just a couple weeks ago on New Year, I decided to just start posting videos again and whatnot. And since then, I haven't done that many, right? This is, I think, the 5th video now. And don't get me wrong, like, I plan to continue posting videos throughout the year because it's on my New Year's resolution list, and so far that's actually been working pretty well. But I am astounded by how much support and how many likes and like messages I get about these videos on Discord and in the comments and whatnot. So I'm really thankful for that, and I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it as well. The next couple of vids are probably still going to be like tree vids, just because, like I said, this is what I'm working on right now, and I'm not making these videos specifically. I mean, I'm making the videos for YouTube, but like the building itself isn't specifically for YouTube videos. I just enjoy building, and I like building with the CR mod and whatnot, and I'm working on my own project, and I just, you know, I'm documenting the progress that I'm making on my own project to share with you guys. So for the next couple videos, I'm not 100% certain what species I want to do. I for sure still want to do some type of coniferous species. The one I'm leaning most towards is larch at the moment, but as of this moment in time, I have not started building that yet. I've kind of been sidetracked doing other stuff. Like so the linden right now this is actually my 23rd tree species that I'm working on, and I've kind of got a little bit burnt out from doing these large species, so I was just doing some miscellaneous tasks that still had to be done. Like I did some older versions of birch trees, for example, and some other old tree variants. I think I'm actually probably gonna be showing you guys guys the oak trees in the next video. I think you'll really enjoy that because this was one of the coolest tree species that I've actually built in a long time. But until then, enjoy the time lapse.
Bustin' out the motherfucking frame, yeah. Bustin' out the motherfucking chain, don't you play me. Jumping in the club, the terrain going crazy. I done fell in love, but what's the name? Don't you save me. I hold it down, tryna wicked. Honest, how I'm finna drown, I'm addicted. Stepping on the ones who ain't think I get it lifted. You ain't got no business here, you evicted.
I'm solving up. See a different type of vibe, see a foreign up. Tell me if you really ride and say what's up. Gotta look up in my eyes, my feelings done. I don't wanna feel inside, I just wanna pull it up and just feel the ride. Kids stay tucked, tell them they come slide. Bitch, I'm ready for whatever, man, somebody gon' die.
Yo, let's go. We in game now, and check it out. Trees all done. I ain't even gonna lie. This species was so much more enjoyable to build than the previous species was. I think it's just because like there's a lot more key features on linden trees than there were on those field maples. I thought the field maples were hella boring to build. I know y'all liked the video, but still, these were definitely more fun. And look at that. See, we got like mistletoe, and some, not every single one of the trees has this, but some trees will have like mistletoe up in the top branches or like in between stuff, and that just adds that little bit of detail. Anyway, let's just fly around here. Let's see. Yeah, no, these turned out real nice. I ain't even gonna lie. And the droopy branches, those look good. Some of them, I built some of them specifically to have the leaves close to the ground, but some of them also have like pretty tall trunks. That way you can have these like next to fields and have that archy tunnely look that I was showing y'all previously. Some small ones, single block wide trunks. We got some split trunks, not too many because linden or lime trees, however you want to call them, generally have pretty straight single trunks. And then of course here we get to like some of the larger ones. Here we got another split trunk, you know. You can have a couple of them. This is one of the thickies, the thick trees, 2x2. Oh, lag spike. Anyway, 2x2 tree turned out really, really nice in my opinion. There's that tree we did in the last video where I showed you guys how to build like a deciduous tree. This one turned out really great. Honestly, I think this one might be one of my favorite ones, like one of the favorite ones from this species. I just think it's so, I don't know, it's just perfectly, bruh. Just turned out perfect. Honestly, I don't even know if there's too much more to say about this species. Look, we got some more epiphytes sprinkled in here and there. We talked about those in the previous one. Here we got another large one with a quad trunk. These are gonna look nice, especially if you have something like this, I don't know, situated next to like a river or a creek or something. Gonna add a lot of atmosphere. And then we got all the small variants. Those are kind of boring though. Nothing special here. Yeah, some people might think that I just do like palette swap on these smaller trees, but that's not actually the case. Like every single one of these trees is custom built. I don't do palette swap on my trees generally, unless it's like within a species. So if you have like, for example, I don't know, sessile oaks and the common oaks, I did a palette swap on those just because the only thing that changes really are the leaves, nothing else. But that's more for me, you know. But when it comes to like these completely different species, each one of the trees is custom. No like palette swap, whatever. You know, that way you just have, that way you don't have to worry about maybe having two of the same tree next to one another or looking almost the same, people noticing it in the map. But yeah, I really enjoyed these a lot. Anyway, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't as long as the previous one was, but I like doing these species videos nonetheless. So I hope you guys stay tuned for some more videos. The next one, like I said, is probably going to be a pretty cool one if I actually go through with what I have planned right now, which is doing the old oak trees. But until then, have a beautiful day and peace.